So on Tuesday, Texas Congressman Al Green was booted from the chamber for protesting Trump's joint address to Congress. Watch.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Tell you that when I watched this in real time, the first people I thought of was The View. I was like, The View has content for tomorrow, and I have content for the week because as they cry about more racism, I'm going to clip it and talk about it. So we're gonna get ready to get into it. All right.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
So,
first of all, and then I can't get over that other guy still who's like, round him up, come on. Like, don't get me wrong, I thought it was like hilarious. To be honest, when I saw him do that, Rep. Al Green, I was like, here we go. I said, these people about to act up. I said, here we go. To say that he has no mandate, again, he has a mandate. Like, guys, let's get over it, okay? He has a mandate. But anyway, we're going to see the hens, they go off about this. This time they're going off, and we are going to talk about it, all right? And in the meantime, if you have not subscribed yet to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you to every eye that lands on these videos. Let's go.
After there were calls for the House to censure him over this, he made his case the next day. Take a look at that.
The president indicated that he had a mandate. I said to the president, you do not have a mandate to cut Medicaid. I have constituents who need Medicaid. They will suffer and some will die if they don't get Medicaid. I heard the speaker when he said that I should cease. I did not, and I did not with intentionality.
But the speaker, also known as Mike Johnson, wasn't hearing it. Now, this is what he said about that. Watch.
They take no pleasure in making history like this. I want us to have proper decorum. I want us to maintain really the great tradition of this institution, and these things do damage to it, and I'm sorry that it happened.
What about an insurrection?
Okay.
Does
No,
that...
I knew it. I couldn't even pause it fast. I was like, this broad is about to bring up an insurrection. Like, here we go. And she did, right? I knew it. First of all, I got to hand it to Mike Johnson. He actually answered that pretty well, saying that he didn't take any pleasure in making history like that, you know, because a lot of people will say, oh, you see, this is what's going on. The MAGA's racist and all of that. You know, nobody does take pleasure in like telling an old man, no matter what skin color, like, yo, oh, you got to leave. And then to say, I was telling the president, you know, he doesn't have a mandate to cut Medicaid, but y'all didn't get to that point yet. He has a mandate to be president, to do what he needs to do to make America great again. Whether I'm questioning how he's doing it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, he does have a mandate. And then we could question him along the way, like, are you doing what you were put in place to do? Okay.
That do damage to the institution? So yesterday, the House voted to censure Green, which inspired this show of unity from some Democrats. Watch this.
Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker.
What was that? This is what Democrats are doing. They're not providing real pushback. They're playing with you. They sang a song. This whole thing is a show.
Oh, you like that, huh? It's touching. But it didn't unite them all because 10 Democrats voted to censure Green.
Wow. Do you want a list of the 10?
Do you want to hear their names?
Yes, I do.
Now, she's really aggressive. You know, do you want a list of the 10? And then was she supposed to do that? They would have gave her the list if they wanted her to read the list. Alyssa is smiling hard, so she's probably gonna get in trouble later for it. That was pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Why go after them too? Go after the Republicans.
Because they don't know how to fight and be part of an opposition party. Representative Green gave them the example. The Democrats are not meeting the moment. It is very clear that Medicaid is on the table. It is very clear that Social Security is on the table. It is very clear that people will die.
And well,
the baby boomers, the civil rights generation.
We know she's all about Medicaid and Medicare, don't we? We know her and her husband, how they feel about Medicaid and Medicare. But allegedly, little jokey joke. It's okay. All right, let's go.
They knew what they had to do. They were willing to fight and die for their rights. This generation of Congress, they are not meeting the moment. This is an existential crisis.
And also, I might point out, some of them are from the most liberal states like New York, Hawaii, California.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Okay,
They should
I
have
won't
all
say-
walked out with him.
And three are from districts.
Here's a question. Where was all this talk about decorum from Republicans when Marjorie Taylor Greene was screaming at Biden? Okay. All right, now, you want to hear who they are? I'm going to read them. Amy Berra, Ed Case, Jim Costa, Lauren Gillen, Jim Himes. I would never have thought that. Chrissy Houlihan, Marcy Kaptur, Jared Moskowitz. What?
Yeah.
Marie Glusenkamp Perez from Washington, and Tom Suozzi.
I think, respectfully, though, there's a lot of people who saw the outburst differently, including Democrats, which was, if you're going to protest and be an opposition party,
I love that she called it an outburst. I know Sunny was probably like, this white bee called it an outburst. I think it's hilarious. She just called it an outburst. Okay.
with intentionality and make sure it works. Holding up signs, it's protesting. Like, are they being advised by people who use like Windows 98? It's the most outdated, inconsistent.
about Green.
But to his point, I get his point on Medicaid, but this mandate point, if Democrats are going to keep arguing, we only lost by X million of votes, that is not the winning message you guys think that it is.
He doesn't have a mandate.
It's delusional. He doesn't have a mandate. Yes, mandat is a real word, mandate. That's like the French way to say it. Like, yes, this is his presidency. This is his mandate. He has a mandate to be the president. What are we doing? So you lost. So now words don't. Oh, that's right. These are the people who don't think that women means women and stuff. And this is real too. When I say that, crazy.
Suozzi said why he voted.
How many votes do you need win by to have a mandate?
This is Suozzi's, he's a New York guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Both parties must hold themselves to the same standards we expect from the other side. See, they're going to a gunfight with a knife, as they say.
But therein lies the problem, you see.
Yeah.
Look, I like civility in Congress. And I think that when you are in Congress, we are not at a WWE wrestling match. This is not the House of Commons. This is the U.S. Capitol. The problem is that this is not happening in a vacuum. We all remember when Joe Wilson, the Republican congressman, stood up against Barack Obama giving a State of the Union and called him a liar.
Said you lie.
We saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, the congressional hearings lately have devolved into shouting matches that are shameful. And frankly, like you, I have a really hard time being lectured by Republicans who are trying to whitewash and rewrite history, because if you didn't stand up against Donald Trump's pardon of 1,500 insurrectionists.
Oh, God. Can y'all let it go? Rewrite history? What am I missing here? About we still talking about January 6th?
Who have violated the Capitol like no other time in history, then you don't have the right to clutch your pearls and be all outraged.
So, because that happened, and you would think that they would say that people should learn from it, right? So, maybe they've learned from it, whatever it is. But now they can never say that we don't want to go back to that again or something.
But they don't care. Over a member of Congress standing up.
Yeah, but my bigger outrage outrage is every one of those elected officials in that room was put there because of voters. They have a job to do, and what they keep doing is not doing their job. Censures are like a slap on the wrist, and all they want to do is it was him, it was her, it was this. They fight against each other rather than work with one another. We send them there to make legislation, to move the ball forward. Right now, we have an impending government.
All right, Sunny's face is really like, she needs to get written up. Because, like, you can't look like, I'm sorry, you're at work, okay? And I don't care if, like, it's not even a face of anger or indifference to Republicans. This is a face of indifference to her colleagues. What are you doing? Matter of fact, there's a chance where she says more. I mean, I will say that Sarah's, but let's see.
Oh, do we want it? Who voted? Who? This is all pathetic.
But doesn't the Republican Party, isn't that the party in charge of all these problems?
Censorship is a stupid thing that I called out when they censored. Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the cuts, the VA cuts.
Right.
Isn't that the Republican Party?
But what I'm saying is get the work done. There's legislation. Stop singing in there. Stop holding up signs. Stop censoring the left and then the right and then screaming at each other.
Censuring is two different words.
I don't care. You're feckless. And what they're not doing is having more fun fighting with each other, putting on their partisan jerseys, than they are representing the constituents that voted them there.
And the votes will be there.
She shut her down. She completely shut her down. Good for Sarah. She shut down Joy too. Good for Sarah. We don't even need to. I just want to see if what's her name respond. She was and then she got mad and didn't speak the rest of the thing. Good. That's how she should be shut down. More of them. They should talk to Sunny. Let's remove that. They should talk to Sunny like that more often. I think that the ratings would skyrocket if Sunny continued to get annihilated like that on set. Good. Shut it down. Because what Sarah was saying does make sense. Like, all the back and forth, that's not what we send you there for, even though I think that a lot of this stuff is a show. But Sunny can't even have that conversation because she's like, no, everything is the Republicans' fault. And she's saying, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Good. Shut it down. We've had enough. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.